Hey, I'm Henry.
And I'm JoJo.
And Ringo's not here right now, but we are Los Lonely Boys.
And you're watching HandsDownMusic.net.
That's right. Oh man, well first of all, man, it was a blessing from above, we believe, to be able to be alive and work together. So it was a fun experience to make the record. A lot of hard work, man, and I'm sure with anything that anybody does in the world, creating something is very hard work, and so for us it's a very much a natural instinct to play music and to share music, but creating it in the studio,
getting in the studio turns into a whole you kind of putting a puzzle together to try to get it to what you hear, or kind of like keep it as natural as possible, because when we come up with a song, sometimes you get ideas and things like that where you want to change something and it don't really need to be changed, and it's just we try to do our best to make it as simple as possible with and like with the record Rock Bongo, man, there was a good time for me. I had a lot of great time, and a lot of the writing process was good. I know we came up with a song or two in the studio, they weren't actually even written, so we just kind of came up with a couple of songs there, and some of the songs that we did have already for Rock Bongo, they just went well with what we were doing, which was really, a lot of people kind of go like, what's the direction you guys were going with Rock Bongo, and what are you trying to get people to grasp? It was like, look, really nothing other than enjoying good music, for whatever amount of time it is on the record.
Creating music that comes from within yourself, your heart, and trying to capture that is no easy task, but when you get it done, you're very proud of it, whether anybody likes it or not, because it's our baby, man. It's
I think we did pretty good out there. I think we did 200%.
There is no I in team, So,
no, it's a good record, man. It came out good. The name Rock Bongo, we came up with the title because it basically, we coined it to mean rock party, because there's a couple of words. You probably have heard of fandango, and then from fandango came wapango, and then from wapango came rock bongo, which is rock party. And it did come out last year, and I think the people, man, they've been digging it. Airplay is always cool, man. To get it out on the airwaves for people to check it out is cool. But I think being out there and performing it live and meeting the people and doing like this kind of thing right here is
it's hands down.
It's definitely hands down.
It's definitely hands down.
It's right here. It's right here.
What better way to put it, man? Man,
I don't know, man. It's been a long time since I heard us on the radio.
The first time we did hear ourselves on the radio, that's when it was just...
it was different, man. It was something we'd always dreamed of.
We cried, man.
Something we always talked about. Yeah, we cried.
Pulled over on the side of the road.
We were driving into Austin, Texas, man. I don't know what we were fixing to do, a gig or what we were doing, but we drove in and we heard that song, How Far Is Heaven, on the radio, and we were just happened to be in a car together, and Ringo was in the car with his wife and kids. I don't know if he had kids yet, but at least with his wife, and we just looked at each other, driving next to each other, dude, and we kind of clogged up the lanes, and we were like, okay, we're gonna wreck. We need to pull over, and then we pulled over, hugged each other, and said our thanks to God, and we were just like, wow, we were actually on the radio with how many megahertz behind it?
There's a lot of power behind that music, man.
We used to push play on the little tape recorder that was in the radio, so we'd be like, look, we're on the radio, man. You gotta listen to it. But this time we're on the radio.
Yeah, that song, it came at a time, and I think that, just because of who we are as brothers and the music that people feel, it feels real, it feels natural, it feels organic. It's like,
man, you don't turn water away, man, because it quenches your thirst. And you can't, to me, I think it's the same for us. Music is like that with water or air. It's the same thing to people like us. Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that music is a way, it's a business. You can make $1, you can get girls, you can do all these things. But for us, it's like, you can't turn it down, because my soul needs to be quenched in that, from musical quenching, you know what I'm saying? So
for some strange reason, I don't know why, man, we call it a blessing from God.
It is truly, man, it is.
Because we're just being brothers on top of that's a blessing, and then to be able to play music together on top of that, it's so beyond us, man. We had no control of really how things turned out with us when we create new records or music, and just been playing together for so many years.
You did know they played the song at some finals just recently.
Finals, Kush test.
That was crazy, man. Quite a few friends told us. I wasn't actually watching TV, man, but they told us, and we were like, we just keep, we always had the same mentality. It's just stay true to what we do, be good to people, And look, like you can see, like I think it's been nearly 10 years later, man, and they're still, they're playing at the finals there, man, here at the NBA. So,
man.
somebody's still thinking about us.
The advantage of having your own label is everything.
Nobody breathing down your damn neck.
I would say
no, not really.
Everything there is your advantage, man. You're your own boss, so to speak.
Yeah.
Of course, we were trying to crunch for some time, but there was no pressure, and the fact that we didn't have nobody telling us which direction we should go or what they think it should sound like.
Yeah, it was more always what they thought. It was never
freedom.
Do this when we were in the major thing. It was a good time, man. It wasn't like they didn't want us to dress a certain way or nothing like that.
Well, I'm just saying. Let me put it this way: it's like when you're growing up, man. Your mom and dad's house, you got to follow the rules. But eventually, you want to do your own thing.
You want to have your own house.
But it doesn't mean nothing bad about mom and dad, I mean, because it's the same way
right.
with the record label. We were with majors, and we loved that we were blessed with that opportunity too. But we eventually wanted to do what we're doing now, and that's doing our own music.
It's advantages. It's advantages, but I think there are some slight disadvantages that I don't think a lot of people probably talk about. It's not the same to be in your own label and get the same radio play that you got or TV time and all that kinds of stuff, which is never really what we've been in the business about. But when you get into business, I mean, it is just that, But
for us, it's just about spreading music,
For us, it's pretty much an advantage, man.
And Rock Bongo is just another addition of music to what we already do, Because that's just one record of a lot of them.
That's just one, and we've always had creative process in our records, whenever they were done. We did have help from, it's not really help, but we had, different ears with the producers that we were involved with and when making the records. But like doing this Rock Bongo all by ourselves, we always knew we could do it without an extra set of ears, just because we know what we want it to sound like. Buddy Holly said years ago, nobody knows what they want it to sound like better than I do. Yeah. So I don't really need you here, man. I appreciate your, whatever you call it, expertise, but go have a good day, man. We're good. We know how to push record and.
You go and you pick out your pair of shoes that you like, man. You don't want nobody telling you, hey, wear those,
Right.
Just because they like them. So, and that's the way we feel about music. We like it to be free and let it live free through us, not where it's.
And now we can do that, all the time. I mean, we could always do that. I mean, even if it was like, hey, you guys should play this, or you guys would be like, what, yeah, we'll maybe think about it. But for the most part, Henry said it best. It's more of an advantage than anything. None at all.
Are you kidding me? We're not having a great time right now. We are not having fun right now.
Actually, what you don't know is Henry's staying at a hotel across town because we can't even stay in the same hotel.
Yeah, man.
We're a little close here, buddy.
I asked for this table to be square and it's round, so now we have to share it this way. No, we have a great time.
We have a good time, man.
How does that fun really transfer into the music and actually, in between making it and performing it?
Well, it transforms, I think, naturally just because we're brothers, and it's kind of hard to explain that. I mean, unless you have a sibling or even a best friend or anything, that feeling that all of a sudden you just know when you got to look, you can look at each other and you know what they're thinking. It's the same way we are when we're on stage when we're playing. All of a sudden I'll hit some line that I'll never hit before, and we'll play it together, and Ringo will follow right there, and it's a very natural, magical experience, man.
Sometimes it happens with songwriting too, with the lyrics and things like that. Like we've driven down the road and just go like, okay, let's see who can come up with the funniest song, stuff like that. And believe it or not, some songs are actually born when we do that kind of stuff. Like I'm not gonna mention any, because then you'll be like, what? Yeah, we have fun all the time, man. It's not always a serious thing, but don't get me wrong, man. When it's time to get down to actually recording and we're trying to get a certain work done, yeah, we get pretty serious. But at the same time, we're pretty flexible, man. Pretty flexible.
Yeah. So family has always been a big thing for you guys, and you said your dad was always like a really, really big influence on you.
The biggest.
Yeah. So can you kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah, man.
Exactly?
I mean,
the biggest influence is our father, because he taught us everything about what we know about music.
We tell everybody this story that when we were kids, our dad showed us everything from the Beatles, Richie Valens, Elvis Presley, Chuck Berry, Fats Domino, Stevie Wonder.
Go on and on, yeah.
And to us, really, man, we were kids, we thought he wrote those songs. We thought he sang all those songs. And it wasn't until we grew up and really learned about music.
That there was other people playing music too, man.
So we grew up trying to be like our dad. All we were trying to do was be like our dad. And I think every child that, you know, has a father like we were blessed to have wants to do the same, you know. I mean, you want to be like dad, you know. And
Well, at least you hope so. You would hope so, you know. And I think we did a pretty good. I think we did pretty good.
Because there's no I in team.
That's
you
right.
know.
That's right.
But now our dad's the biggest influence, man. And
For sure. But you know, it started with him. But then, like he said, you know, he opened all these other doors to musicians, and then they open doors, and these doors just keep opening and opening and opening. And sometimes
They're
you
all
find
our
a door that
teachers,
you go
man.
like, damn, I didn't mean to come over there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna close that door, and I'm gonna come back over here.
I like that door, man. That door.
Like just one experience.
You can name 2 or 3, sure.
Man,
Well, one I can't mention on the camera. No, I'm joking.
I mean, there's so
Oh,
many
man, so
experiences.
many.
We
It was
feel
great to
blessed.
meet Willie Nelson. That was one of the biggest, because that was like one of the first things.
Stone
Stone
Cold
Cold
Steve
Steve Austin. I knew he was gonna say it.
That dude's my brother. Give me a hell yeah.
Santana. I mean, we're regular people, man. So you know, I don't know about getting like starstruck, like unless it was like Halle Berry or something like that, maybe. You know, Megan Good, maybe, or something like that. But you know, when we meet the guys, we kind of like we're regular cats. We're like, dang, Stone Cold. Yeah. What's up,
And
dude?
don't get us wrong either, man. Those are great moments, but you know, it's hard to pick out certain.
It's hard to pick out moments.
I mean, I'd have to say too. There's got to be more than one time that this happened.
Well, I mean,
where
I've
a
had
mother
kids in
or-
the- I've
where a
had
mother-
kids in the time.
When like a mother and a daughter come up to us at a show and they're like,
Well, I've had a kid in the
We
moment
haven't
too. Like
talked.
that's one of my most favorite. You
Yeah,
know, I'm
well,
just
no,
saying,
no.
it's like we could go on and on, dude. Like,
but I'm talking about in the music reference that there's, you know, when it really happened, like when we started, people really started hearing us coming to the shows.
it still happens.
It would be whenever you could tell that it really touched the people, man. Like tears in their eyes, or like a mother and daughter not getting along and be able to get together at a concert, man. Together with music that's not segregated, that we don't like to do with segregating music. You know, when you call it a certain label or putting it this way, you're putting people and saying, well, you belong here, mom, and I'm going to listen to this music, dad.
I was
you
happy
know.
meeting Stone Cold.
Yeah. Well, that's cool too, but it's important, man, you know, to know that. And we're just, you know, that's not what we're about and stuff too. So we spread the message of whatever's on your plate, man. You got to be happy with it.
All right, cool. And kind of
Okra?
Okra, I like it. Fried okra.
going along that, what were some of your favorite shows then that you've ever played?
Dude, are you serious?
I know you can't pick.
Dude, I've
just
played
one.
like thousands of shows, bro. Come on, man.
There's no like couple
That's
ones
kind
that
of
really
short
stick
there
out.
too.
It's like, oh man. I mean, you know.
You pick one and I'll pick one.
I don't know which
There's
one to
gotta be
pick.
two
I'm
out of
gonna
a
make
lot of them.
another time cry.
I can pick one.
You pick one
I
first.
gotta say it was a
Go.
Grammy performance.
Man, you.
Okay, hey, you didn't pick it. I
I
picked
should
it.
have picked. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The Grammy.
That's
the
a
Grammy-
good one,
The Grammy
because it was
uh,
special, man.
It was a special night. The way it was all set up, and
The first Farm Aid was pretty badass, dude.
that was bad too. Playing with Willie was
The
always.
first Farm Aid was pretty awesome, man.
We played Bonnaroo. We played Madison Square Garden with Santana, man.
You know,
That
believe it or
was-
not, yeah, Madison Square Gardens, dude. We did a place called Red Rocks, which is, I don't even know if you guys know about it. It's in
Colorado.
Colorado.
That was a good gig too.
And,
There's
and,
so
and
many,
it's
man.
just this place, man. It's one of the greatest places, man. It's like this wall. They set it up like a wall almost, man. The way the people are tiered up, you know, kind of so. So it's
Anywhere
just
and
this
everywhere
big-
we've ever played, man, except for the bad ones.
Yeah, that's a good answer. The Grammys was fun. We did a Grammy museum. That was cool.
That was cool.
We saw us on TV too, dude. Like it was like, I go like, did y'all play that purposely because we were here? They're like, no, it just plays, and y'all just happened to walk in 2000 and whenever
year,
we won.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, when we were there.
I got one. Be nice to your brothers and
Respect
sisters.
your brothers and sisters. Everything we've said, man, hopefully can be, you know, helpful to
Yeah.
any young aspiring musician or even just person, man. And, you know,
Very
looking
true.
for some lift up in life. You know, Los Lonely Boys are here to offer what we got, and that's music. And
You know, for one thing
To
though, I do
achieve
want to
that-
say, I'm sorry I'm going
Go
to cut
ahead,
you off,
no, go
but
ahead.
for those, there's people that aren't born with brothers and sisters, you know, but you still have family out there too. You know, those people that are like, oh, I don't have siblings to feel what we're talking about, but you do really. Your neighbors are, you know, the people closest to you there.
We're all brothers and sisters.
This is true.
You got to use that kind
This
of
is
serious voice.
Sparta.
no,
Pasta,
man,
pasta.
never give up. That's all what I always tell my kids too, man. And that's, I think, one of the biggest pieces of advice you can ever have is never give up. And
Never
don't let-
give up.
Don't let nobody tell you you can't do it. And always follow your heart. Don't let your
Follow the
don't
yellow
let
brick
your
road.
brain,
Follow the
your
yellow
heart.
brick road.
Let your brain follow your heart, not your heart follow your brain.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Yeah, follow the brick road and the Tin Man and all that stuff.
I think I would say the same thing, man. It's stay true and pick up a guitar and a bass and a set of drums. Electronics are cool, man, but let's leave that to the computers, man. Let's pick up some guitars. Let's start getting on them strings. Let's get music back to music, man. There's a lot of that going on out there. That, it's all about change, and time has to take its course.
Oh yeah, and always party, man. You gotta always party.
No, man, that's not true.
Okay, I always forget that
No,
one.
man, it's not
Just
about
kidding.
partying.
Just kidding.
He is kidding. He
Have
really is
fun.
kidding.
That's what it
Have
means.
fun, man. Have fun. Have a good time. But man, just be true to music, because music is a special gift. It's not just a way to make a buck. It's a way to change a life.
Oh man, you can
Then
keep
one
expecting
tomorrow.
as long as we got the
As long as we got
air to breathe. We're gonna keep making records, keep making music, keep playing shows.
And who knows? Maybe we'll make guest appearances somewhere. I don't know. We got a few friends in the biz too, so maybe they'll be like, "Hey, come jam on my record." But for the most part, man, we're always writing, we're always creating, but we're not always laying it down.
And we're not not always doing it.
So, but maybe we'll throw out a mixtape here pretty soon. I don't know.
What's the name of the show again? And
Hands
that's
Down
Down
Music,
Yeah.
and that's the bottom line.
'Cause those lonely boys said so.